On the 9th October 2018, we started at 7:30 a.m. from Rudraprayag. There were a fleet of buses and Innova cabs arranged by the Satsang Foundation in coordination with Turn Travels. The vehicles stopped at adequate intervals for tea, lunch, and bio breaks. Due to a small accident or roadblock, all the vehicles stopped at a nice viewpoint. As the rivers flow into the sea, the man of the trip, Shri M, was sitting there in the viewpoint, swarmed by all his followers and friends. The bus trip was blissful in itself through the supernal Himalayan ranges and with the soft bhajans that we sang. My bus reached Badrinath around 5 pm. More than 500 participants checked into the allotted rooms in various hotels. Trishali and I were allotted a room in Hotel Yoga. Our bed was a cold rock and we asked for extra blankets, hot water bags, and more layers of bedspreads to manage the stay. We had a new roommate who shifted to another hotel, probably a warmer one. Rekha was in Hotel Sarovar Portico, which is equipped with heating mattress in the rooms to keep you really warm. Rishali and I walked towards the temple, locating an ATM, and thankfully, the third one, which was very close to the temple, worked after a few hiccups of internet connectivity issues. We walked up to the temple and paid for the puja. In the temple, they call out your name, nakshatra, gotra, and the place from where you come, and let a small group of 10 to 15 people in for the puja. They did Vishnu Sahasra Namavali with tulsi leaves. Around the temple are many shops. After the darshan, I bought thermals, kurti, and gloves, all of pure wool, which came to a total of around 2000 rupees. Nothing would serve me better than these for the rest of the trip, when some days the temperature went down to minus 6 degrees Celsius. The dinner was quite a walk in the dark till Punjab Sindh Kshetra. They served us very tasty food in langar style as well as buffet. It was quite a struggle to get into the cold bed, not just today but every single night. Next day morning after breakfast around 8 am, I went to the satsang hall outside of which Thuni was being lit by my guru Shri M. As described by him, Thuni is a tradition of the Naths and symbolizes the lighting of the spiritual fire apart from the physical aspects of it for a yogi, like cooking and protection from wild animals and the cold. One could see the Thuni lit by Shirdi Sai Baba still kept burning at Shirdi. He is known as Sai Nath among the Naths. Later, Rekha and I went to buy some woolen stuff for her, and after the morning satsang and lunch thereafter, we did japa sitting on the footsteps of the closed temple. At 8:15 am on the 11th October 2018, Rekha and I started the 3-kilometer trek to Charan Paduka. Vrishali wasn't quite sure if she could make it, but she got help and joined later. At the base, Mr. Kamaljeet of Turn Travels distributed bamboo sticks for those who really needed it. While orange candies and glucose gave the extra boost needed, inhaling camphor helped to clear up the breathing. With the new set of thermals bought from Badrinath and layering up 5 on the top and 3 on the bottom, the chill and wind was never a problem. With liberal application of Boroplus, my sunburn was under control too. By now, we were sweating. Sir and a large part of the team had already reached Charan Paduka by the time we reached. After waiting quite some time at Charan Paduka, Sir announced that he is taking all of us to his guha where he stayed with his guru Sri Maheshwanath Babaji for more than 2 years. That was another 2 kilometers or so uphill. While going up, we could refill the water bottle from a small stream and also wash our face with real cool fresh water. Sir went inside the guha and we all did the pranams. We lingered around the place for an hour or so before returning back.
A lot of people there.
From here we are able to see the cave. I hope I can zoom in well enough. Oh. Yes, that is the cave.
In jail.
So at the background you can see the Narayan Parbat and the Nilkant, and there lies the cave. There are few people around there, if you can see. After reaching back to Charan Paduka, we went inside the cave there. Charan Paduka is believed to be the sacred rock having the first imprints of Lord Vishnu's feet when he stepped down from Vaikuntha. There is an Akhand Jyoti which is lit there only for 6 months. It ends by the end of October when everybody leaves the place. This is the Akhand Jyoti at Charan Paduka in Badrinath. This is inside a small tunnel. The pathway outside. You have to be bent really very low to get in or go out.
आगे
करीब करीब पहुंच गए हो। इधर एक टॉल डाल देते पीछे कुछ बात है ना।
Yes, it is green now. Turn Travels served us hot tea at Charan Paduka. Kamaljeet and Happy Ji of Turn Travels were helping and guiding people all throughout. We had a quick chat with them and thanked them for their pleasant and cheerful service. Sir went downhill in a jiffy. You can get a clear view of the Narayan Parbat here. So I'm just going to flip the video to show the Nara Parbat. This is the Nara Parbat. Huh? Coming. And then this is the Narayan Parbat, and it seems the Nilkant peak is part of the Narayan Parbat range. And back to the Nara Parbat. Together they are called the Nar Narayan Parbat. It has started to snow while we are trekking down. I hope you can see. Let me show the mountains now.
There already.
Okay, I'm ready.
Then moved all our.
I was probably the last one to reach as I was walking dead slow and Rekha had to keep pace with my snail-like walk. We returned from Charan Paduka by 2:30 p.m. We had lunch at Punjab Sindh Ashram and going to wait for the satsang at 4:30 p.m. The next 3 days, in addition to daily darshan of Sri Badri Narayan, was about discourses, kriya, meditation practices that Sir taught us. The nights got colder and temperature had dropped to -6 degrees Celsius on the last day. The cold and high altitude had not been easy for many. There were doctors within the team in each hotel to cater to people who needed help. Dhuni was lit on the last day as well. On the 14th October, Sunday morning, we left Badrinath and reached Rudraprayag at 4:45 p.m. We couldn't resist going to the Sangam again for the evening aarti, which was very simple yet so much blissful with Ram Hanuman bhajans. During the trip towards the airport on the 15th October, lunch was delivered for our bus midway somewhere before Lakshman Jhula. Most of the people in Dehradun airport were the participants of the retreat. Sir Shriyam was with us in the same flight and we shared about the Kedarnath weather and how we got out with the last helicopter ride and the other team who didn't even get a single drop of snow. He cracked jokes and everyone had a nice laugh. At the Delhi airport, a group of us had a feast of South Indian food after a long time. I was back to Bangalore by 1:45 a.m. It feels like coming home from some other dimension. Every thought of it takes one back to that heavenly experience on earth, in the now. And I wanted to share that with you. Thank you so much for watching.